Hello students, good morning. My name is Dulce del Cid and I am going to talk about how gene editing can now change an entire species forever. Under normal circumstances, altered genes only have about a 50% chance of being passed to the future generations. Gene-drive inheritance, on the other hand, is an entirely different animal. Gene-drive alterations are artificially sped up to promote more rapid change between a population so they infect many more organisms at a much faster rate. Gene-drive inheritance also spreads GM traits much more quickly between a single organisms, resulting in a nearly total transformation between just a few subsequent generations. Have you heard about the drive gene in genetic scientific researches? Maybe you will say yes, but I answer to you. Do you agree with implementing a gene that can transmit a specific characteristic to the new generation of animals, mosquito anopheles to be exactly, in order to decrease or exterminate them all? In my opinion, it seems very well, and I maybe say yes. This type of genes have the capacity to do things that biologically can't be possible. It is made by adding some genes that make it impossible for the malaria parasite to survive inside the mosquito, creating another problem, of course. The plan basically was to breed up a bunch of the new genetically modified mosquitoes, release them into the wild, and hope that they pass on their genes. Now, the problem is that it is necessary to release 10 times the number of native mosquitoes to work. Working in it, some biologists work with a new strategy. They engineered two mosquitoes to carry anti-malaria genes and of course the gene drive. And finally, they set up so that any mosquito that had inherited the anti-malaria gene wouldn't have the usual white eyes, but would instead have red eyes. It was used to convince so they could take a glance at which was which. They crossed two anti-malaria red-eyed and thyroid ordinary white-eyed and let them breed, and the surprise was that all the mosquitoes in the box had red eyes. It can be possible according to the Mendelian inheritance instead. It's like a global search and replace, or in scientific terms, and it makes a heterozygous trait homozygous. Biologically, that shouldn't even be possible. In practice, we're still a few years out from being able to do that, but still 1,000 children a day die of malaria. In a year, that number could be almost zero with these genetically modified organisms. The same goes for dengue fever, chikungunya, yellow fever. Things like mosquitoes and fruit flies, there's literally no way to contain them. They cross borders and oceans all the time. But it could be a disaster if your drive is designed to eliminate the species entirely. The last worrisome thing is that the technology to do this, to genetically engineer an organism and include a gene drive, is something that basically any lab in the world can do. An undergraduate can do it. A talented high schooler with some equipment can do it. So, for one thing, they work only in sexually reproducing species. But gene drivers also have some actual limitations. So, thank goodness, they can be used to engineer viruses or bacteria. Gene drives have risks, and those need to be discussed.